Good morning and welcome to a video I am very excited to share with you guys, and that is my 10 commandments for a clean kitchen. 10 commandments for a kosher clean kitchen. Let's get to it. Oh, there's someone here that wants to say hi to you. Say hi.
Hi. I'm pulling toilet paper out the pictures.
Oh yeah, that was last time. The alternative title to this video was The Messiest My Clean Kitchen Gets, or something along that nature, because I thought it would be fun to show you guys a genuine morning in my life and what my kitchen is like. This is my morning routine for kitchen cleanup. I just got back from dropping off my older son at Hebrew school. My younger one is still in his pajamas, eating some bagel cream cheese donut situation. Usually on a Sunday morning we pick up bagel, cream cheese, and donuts. Yes. So after I've dropped the big boys off, picked up bagels and cream cheese for brunch for us and coffee and all that, I usually will come home and kind of reset the kitchen. And I thought it would be great to take you guys along with me today so I could show you my messy clean kitchen, because I have my 10 commandments that keep my kitchen generally organized and decluttered. It's not very hard to keep it clean. So that's why I have those 10 commandments. So this is the kitchen in its like typical, I would say, messiest state. This is a morning after a Saturday night where actually my husband went to a birthday party for one of his friends, so I just cooked the kids pasta, and then like when I was running around getting them to try and go to bed, I have one kid that's sick. Like, it's one of those kind of days where I like did not clean up last night. Pasta box is still out. The dishes I did but didn't put away. And then this is from this morning, just like randomness. So yeah, this is the messiest my clean kitchen gets. I mean, there have been messier days in its lifetime, but generally Sunday morning, this is what you're looking at. And I don't think it's that bad because of my 10 commandments. So let's get into that, and let's get into why I have them, because the real secret is not clean kitchen. The real secret is mental health, which I'll talk about more in a bit.
I call it rip and dip.
Rip and dip. That's his favorite way to eat a bagel.
And I have my donut, so I ate all my donut.
Yep, make sure that donut got eaten, and now he'll do rip and dip on the bagel. Let's get into commandment number 1, which is nothing lives on the countertops. They are completely empty so that my cooking mess is the only mess. I don't like when there's additional stuff on the countertops, because then I feel like the everyday mess just looks 10 times messier. Like it amplifies it 10x to have that stuff there. So for example, this counter right now has all my dirty dishes. Not pretty, I agree. But if it also had all kinds of random stuff, you know, decoration, knife block, cutting boards, like whatever you can imagine, I just feel like it would be 10 times worse. Anyways, I'm gonna put the dishes away, and then we'll get into commandment number 2. I know you guys are waiting. Here we go, commandment number 2, and that is try to just have one of each thing. So for example, if you have one of those butcher blocks of knives with like 20 knives in them, see if you can do with less. See if you can do with maybe 5 knives. I personally have, I think, five knives, and that's all I need. Okay, commandment number 3, try not to buy items that only have one specific individual purpose. Back to the knives, like having an avocado slicer, things like that just serve one tiny purpose, and you could really use a regular knife to do the same thing. Okay, so the dishes are all put away. This is the clean counter, which brings us to commandment number 4, which is every time I clean the kitchen, I clean the whole kitchen. I know that sounds odd. If I have time to do the dishes or whatever that thing that needs to be done, I'm gonna take the extra 5 or 10 minutes and just finish it off, because the problem is I tend to feel like my kitchen can end up never being clean, because there's always like something that has to be done, and I'm like, I would always get stuck in the like, oh well, I don't have time to clean the whole kitchen, so I'm just gonna do the dishes right now, or I'm just gonna, you know, wipe the countertops. But I try to just do the extra, because it really is only ever an extra 5-10 minutes. I'm just spraying my countertops, which I'll talk about in a second. Like, just take the extra 5 minutes when you're already in cleaning mode and just finish the job. So that's commandment number 4. Okay, so let's pause. Let's take 5 while we get to the 5th commandment, because I want to talk to you about why I have these 10 commandments in my home. And that is for mental health, because for me, an organized, decluttered kitchen makes my mental health better. This is what I've learned, and this video is being sponsored by BetterHelp, which is an amazing brand. You guys know I work with them all the time and collaborate with them because they absolutely rescued me when I needed therapy. They make it affordable and accessible, and I really appreciate that. So if you are struggling, and guys, it's January, we're all struggling. It's cold outside, it's dark, there's nothing to do besides get sick and stay home. I really encourage you to not just sit around and be miserable. I really encourage you to reach out, talk to someone, share what's going on in your heart, take it off of your heart, share with somebody else, and let them help you. BetterHelp has really innovated the therapy process by making it available either online, you can text a therapist, you can call your therapist, you can video chat them, all of that's available for you. So let me share with you guys the details, how to access them, and how to get a discount. Just go on their website, you can find a therapist that's licensed for where you're located, and then you have the flexibility to choose what type of person you want to work with and how you want to work with them, be it online, on the phone, even messaging them. And if you don't like the one you're first matched up with, you can switch, which I know is always a stressful thing for me. And therapy can just be so helpful through any sort of life transition and anything that you're struggling with. Me, what I've learned is I don't mind everyday mess. Everyday mess happens. That is life. I'm cooking 3 meals a day for 3 little boys and my husband, giving my dog breakfast and dinner. So everyday mess is gonna happen. But when my kitchen is minimalistic and decluttered, when the shelves look nice when I open them, there's not stuff falling out and falling on top of me and clutter for my eyes, I just feel so much better up here. Okay, let's move on. And now we're on to commandment number 5, which is only clean with clean products. I have made a major effort, oh my goodness, for a long time now, to not use harmful chemicals in my kitchen, and I actually really started noticing the difference. I have become so sensitive to smells of chemicals. So one time my husband bought the trash bags that had the scented trash bags. I literally gave them away to a friend. I was like, I cannot have them in my kitchen. I could smell that lavender toxicity from a mile away, and it was driving me nuts. Like, I couldn't be in the kitchen. He was like, you're crazy. But I am so sensitive now to those kind of chemicals. So every day when I wipe down my counters, I just use water, and either I make my own little spray with just vinegar, baking soda, a little bit of dish soap. If I'm out of that, I often will just use a little bit of dish soap and water to wipe the countertops. If it's like today, I'm doing kind of like a reset, like Sunday morning, my son is sick, so I want to like spray some extra stuff. I'm just using the Method all-purpose. Is it perfect? No. Does it have some chemicals? I'm sure, but it's like one of the better ones. Less chemicals, less toxic scents. Makes my heart feel better. So that's commandment number 5 for me, is clean with clean stuff. Like, don't be spraying toxins all over your house. It's no good. Okay, commandment number 6 is the most broken commandment in my house. So it exists, but I'm just gonna be honest with you, some people do break it. And that is that my kitchen is not a dumping ground. Do not come in here and dump all your stuff from the day on my countertops. I break that commandment. My husband especially breaks that commandment. The children actually don't. They just dump it on the floor right when they walk in. But I try my best to not have the island as our like go-to spot whenever we bring anything in the house. Right now it has the food. Like I said, I just picked up bagels and coffee this morning, but that's okay, that's food. But for example, this jacket, my husband, I'm just gonna shame him right now. He came home from the birthday party he was at last night, and I know exactly what happened. I bet he went to the kitchen, to the refrigerator to grab a drink of water, and he took his jacket off and put it on the counter. I'm like, honey, no, don't leave it on the counter. So this morning I saw it on the counter. Actually, didn't say anything to him. I just picked it up and hung it up in the laundry room, which is our like mud room when we walk in. But that is one of my things I try to best to not do, is to just dump stuff on the counter in the first place. Okay, I'm gonna clean up these last bits and tell you about commandments number 7 and 8. Commandment number 7, and this one I use throughout my whole life, my whole house. Just because you loved it when you bought it doesn't mean you have to keep it. Just because you love the person who gave it to you doesn't mean you have to keep it. Just because you spent money on it doesn't mean you have to keep it. Everything that you keep, you have to take care of. That's an extra thing for you to do. Whatever was purchased or gifted, that's a sunk cost. It's done. There's no erasing it. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you loved it at the time and it served its purpose, but you are allowed to let it go. And number 8, every few months, go through your cabinets. Even if you think you don't have anything you might want to get rid of, taking the stuff out, touching it, feeling it, looking at it, makes you realize how much you actually don't need it. So take the time every few months as the seasons change, or whenever you feel like you have the time, to go through your cabinets and see what's actually in there and if you really need it. The kitchen is basically clean, and that brings me to commandment number 9, which is you do not need to stock your house like you're preparing for the apocalypse, unless you are preparing for the apocalypse, and then in which case go ahead, don't let me stop you. But I only keep the food that we're genuinely going to eat within a week or 2. So right now I have not like cleaned and tidied this since we did a big Costco shop, I would say 2 weeks ago. No, not yet. So this is like the end bits, like the last of the Pringles, a last giant animal crackers thing. But anyway, so this is like, I haven't bought any food for the week yet from the grocery store. So like the Costco stuff, which we buy a handful of things, we stock up for like 2-3 weeks at the most, are here. You can tell we have the Costco bars and the Costco animal cookies. But in terms of food for the week from the grocery store, I don't have very much, and I will go grocery shopping tomorrow. So we have like 1 thing of tomato sauce, 1 sweet potato, is that what it's called? Which we need to eat today. A few cans of things, but like, that's it. And I have found, in my experience, the more I stock up, the more I waste. Because number 1, people get sick of things. That always happens just with Costco stuff. Like the stuff that we buy, like these bars, the kids will eat them, they'll be great, and then they'll be sick of them. So we'll actually probably not eat those, and then they'll like get back into them a few weeks later. But I just don't need like 50 cans of beans. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna use beans that week, I'll buy 1 can of beans. So like I have 2 cans of black beans, olives, like just what we're gonna eat this week. That's my number 9. The more stuff you have, the more stuff you have to take care of. And that's work for you, and you don't need that. Which brings me to commandment number 10, the final commandment, and that is, it is your kitchen. You get to make the rules. So in my kitchen, I make the rules, and they might not make sense to some of you. You might be like, if I had all that counter space and cupboards, I would fill it up with every decoration I love. And that's totally fine. It is your kitchen, your life. This is what I do in my house that makes me happy. I try to keep things as minimal as possible because that helps me keep it clean. And keeping it clean keeps my mental health good, because when I am surrounded by mess and clutter, I feel like a cluttered mess, and I don't like that feeling. So this is my kitchen, my commandment number 10. It is your kitchen. You do what you want with it. Just because your mom did it one way, or the internet tells you to do it a different way, you do what you want. So even though some of my 10 commandments might seem extreme or crazy or whatever, they work for me, and that's what makes me happy, and it's my kitchen. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. I love you lots, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!